Are accessory exercises absolutely necessary to make progress in calisthenics? This is a question that I receive a lot. I've been shown to perform routines with a lot of accessories and often train with zero accessories at all. Today I will give you the definitive solution, in my opinion. I think that there's a definitive solution that will help you navigate in the calisthenics game. We see elite athletes at both camps. We have the die-hard, just focus on a few minimum amount of exercises, only the exercise that you want to improve, type of camp, zero accessories. And we have the other camp, which lives and dies by actually adding exercises in hopes of preventing injuries, more long-term sustainable progress, be more well-rounded. Type of camp, fighting over, and I think that there's actually a good gray area in between. I will name a few athletes not to really critique their training, it's only my understanding of their training according to some articles or podcasts or videos that I've watched. It's just to represent an idea. And we have at the no accessories camp an ideal of if you add accessories, it will only take away from more work that you can allocate to the few exercises that you want to improve. Main movements like the planche and front lever, or maybe you're focusing on weighted dips and weighted chin-ups, or worst case scenario, just don't do the exercises, the accessory exercises, and now you have more recovery to allocate into your main movements. That's the ideal. And we have in this camp Nathan Boshesh, if I'm probably mispronouncing his name, but a very strong calisthenic guy, static athlete, does a ton of planche stuff, but also front lever and ring stuff, extremely strong. We have Matthew Zlat in the street lifting camp, one of the strongest street lifter, weighted dips and weighted chin-ups, huge numbers, basically doing 3 sets of each main movement with zero accessories. Not only that, he promotes not adding accessories at all. And Ian Bar-Sigel, again, just the main movements, street lifting mainly, maybe handstand push-up set here or there, but no accessories, no isolation exercises. Not only narrow exercise selection, but also advocating low frequency in this case. So maybe just 2 sets of the weighted dips or weighted chin-ups heavy per week. So we have this sort of camp, again, not criticizing their routine. They are great, they look great, they perform well, better than me in most aspects. So credit to them, but there's this elite camp and also elite camp of athletes like Pierre Cole, probably the current best street lifter, Daniel Vadnel from Fitness FAQ. People are extremely strong, but they add accessories. To my understanding, they run more sort of a push-pull routine where they might attack the main movement like the weighted dip or the weighted pull-up at the beginning of the session when they're fresh, but they will follow it up with exercises that support this main goal. They will perform dumbbell curls or pullovers or pull downs or face pulls because they see benefit in how it supports their physique and the main goal. In that case, mostly the street lifting, right? The weighted pull-ups and weighted dips. So we have elite athletes at both camps. This is sort of a training talk. So I'm doing ring archer handstand push-ups right now. This workout is 8 sets of 1, 8 singles. This is the 4th single. For the question of the day, if you see elite athletes at both camps, some do accessories, some not, it means that probably the accessories don't have huge weight to excel at the sport, all right? It's actually doing the main movements. It is only in the accessory camp when the accessories become the main movement and you do more accessories in sacrifice instead of actually attacking your main goals, that you sacrifice progress. So this is point number 1. Now, if we zoom out of calisthenics and go to powerlifting or weightlifting from the aspect of, again, just trying to absolutely maximize force output, we learned that nowadays there are probably 0 powerlifters and weightlifters at the top 1% level who has 0 accessories. Even the Bulgarian system of weightlifting, which really lived and died by maximum intensity multiple times a day with the main movements, they had some front squats and back squats, which are accessories at the end of the day for weightlifting. But if we take the biggest powerlifter, best powerlifter of all time, non-arguably it is Ed Cohn, he used to run a bro split. A chest day, a leg day, a back day, a shoulder day. He had a main movement at the beginning of every workout, whether that's the overhead press for shoulder, deadlift for back, squat for legs, bench for chest. He allocated a lot of time, a lot of resources to these movements, a lot of sets, prescribed sets, weight, everything followed to the T. He was known for not missing a lift throughout a whole 12-week prep. But he would follow these movements with 4 to 6 accessories. You can see his routine in a book. He has his book about his training. I recommend reading it. A back day, a deadlift day, was followed by pull downs or pull-ups and maybe curls. And he was very big on bent barbell rows and core exercises, unilateral core exercises. If it's shoulder day, front delt raises, triceps, some hammer curls, rear delt flies, exercise of this nature. Again, Doug Young, which is funny enough, he was so upper body dominant that it's almost like calisthenics in a powerlifting setup by the fact that he was doing 3 upper days a week and just doing squat singles once a week or once every 2 weeks, bench pressing hard and heavy. That's the main movement that he had. He would do 30 sets, total sets of extra accessories after the heavy bench, never in sacrifice of the bench. J.M. Blakely held the bench press world record in the 80s on 3 different weight classes, a feat that never was done to this day. Big advocate of tricep training for bench. He had some sort of a JM press, a combination between a closer grip bench and a tricep extension that he swore by. You can probably get by in calisthenics doing less accessories because in most routines, the exercises support one another. If you take a look at powerlifting, they only have the bench press for the upper body. Yes, the squats and deadlift work some upper body musculature, but it's mainly the bench press with primary actual joints moving, right? You have to have, it makes sense, other exercises to support the bench press because it's the only upper body exercise. It doesn't have anything else to feed off of. A shoulder press, a row, nothing. Whereas in calisthenics, let's say you're running a push-pull or a straight arm bent arm routine, only doing main exercises. If your routine is planche front lever, weighted dips and weighted pull-ups, that's already 4 different compound exercises, we can call planche and front lever compound for that debate, that support one another. They work opposite muscle group. This handstand push-up or weighted dips trains the shoulder, which will somewhat help the planche. The pull-ups will work the back, which somewhat supports the front lever. So they can feed off of each other directly and indirectly. So you arguably don't have to add other accessories. These are already well-rounded exercises that completes a full upper body routine. Whereas in powerlifting, you don't have any other upper body exercise to feed off of. So you have to add. So in calisthenics really, and my ultimate message to you guys is always allocate a lot of intensity and intent and time. I think 99% of the people who don't see enough progress in calisthenics, this is what their problem is. Do more of the hard stuff. Do more of the actual skills that you need to improve and work on that carry big meaning to your physique and overall strength in calisthenics. Number 1 priority. Now you can do 5, 10, or 15 minutes of accessories thereafter, especially if you want to improve the planche and the front lever, but you also just want to be a generally useful, functional human. Maybe you will want to add a few dips and pull-ups and rows or any other compound exercise like the squat or deadlift to have a more general, well-rounded physique. That's a different question now. How can I excel at planche and front lever, but also be more well-rounded? If you're only doing 1 or 2 exercises. If you're only doing planche and front lever, yes, you should probably add 1 or 2 exercises following that. Now, if you're already having a routine with a few bent arm and straight arm exercises, you can probably do 0 isolation, rehab, prehab exercises because your upper body is already well-rounded. Musculature is already well-rounded. So this is where it differs from powerlifting and weightlifting, and why I think that calisthenics can work great with 0 accessories at all. That's the video for today. If you have any question that you want me to answer on the next training talk, leave them down in the comment section below. Online coaching under my guidance, check the link in the description below to get bodyweight strong, skilled, and jacked. Like and subscribe only if you love the video. See you next time.